Welcome to Loleventvods. Watch the full game of today's First Stand 2025 matchup.
Is no longer available, right?
True.
Umpty, he played Xin Zhao in this composition that's built around the Galio. I don't think not having access to that is going to hurt them too much. And now TL on the blue side, which has proven to be a little bit more powerful, I guess. Certainly, if you're an LCK fan, you know that blue side was completely giga overpowered and it was ridiculous. If you're an LPL fan, you probably thought that red side was a little bit more powerful. But I think so far this tournament, blue has been strong.
So, Maokai, for the West, I'm thinking Maokai first pick, but Kallista's open. Okay, I mean, that's fair enough. I respect it.
I think you have to pick it away from Jackalow.
I think you also you got to trust Yon. I think the man has been having a great tournament so far, even on the Ezreal. I don't think he was misplaying. I just think that things were falling apart around him. So yeah, for sure, trust him.
We've seen Draven banned a few times so far this tournament.
That is a great point.
It's not banned now.
It's not banned.
Nico is going to be picked away and picked up here by either Crisp or Cream, I guess, although we have been seeing a lot more of it on the bottom side of the map. I mean, you don't even need to pick it here. You can pick a priority jungle if you'd like to. You can pick a top laner. Cassante is available, but it is going to be the Varus locked in instead.
I mean, 369 is a fantastic Cassante, don't get me wrong. But after his Rumble performance, I just want to see him, popping off. Yeah. Popping off. Anyway, top lane, I imagine, is going to be much later down the line. Going for the Varus gives you a little bit more utility. Assuming that this Nico is in the support position, that is a very powerful 2v2 lane, but we're yet to see where exactly this Nico goes. With the Maokai locked in, I'm a happy camper. I think Maokai really simplifies the draft. Pairing that up with a Norless as well, that is a great 1-2-3 from Team Liquid. It's very solid. You can't really go wrong. The strong bot side of the map as the Silas is locked in. So, I mean, throwback to Zeka Worlds 2022.
And look at these ultimates, man.
Yep.
Depth charge, the brambles.
Zeka was a big fan of picking the Silas into Maokai specifically just because you could steal away that Maokai ultimate, and basically the amount of control and space you garner from the Maokai ultimate, you can respond with your own. So it's a good response. Obviously, it leaves you open in the mid lane matchup. But with Aurora taken out of the way, the fact that they've banned away the Cassio too.
Yeah, Talia,
also
Poppy, and Cassio all taken away. There's not a lot of grounding left.
Yeah, I mean, how many more champs can you really punish with as the Sejuani ban going to come through on the side of TL?
Yeah, we'll have to see what APA does have available to himself. Of course, his Aurelian Soul still there. I don't know whether you want to give him that ultimate as well, though.
True.
That seems a little bit scary. Just have to see, though, because bans coming on in. Last one here for TES.
What are you banned here? Are you scared of Yone? I was going to say Corki Yone, maybe. Jace has not been picked.
Yep, not quite yet.
Also,
and the Cassante is still up, so Kanavi, 369 can just play that one if you'd like to. Does give them
it's for
a
sure
little bit
a
less
Team
range, I
Liquid
guess.
Cassante, no?
You'd hope so, but they don't get first grab of it.
But I imagine that Top Esports will lock in jungle here. Narban, okay. Yeah, I imagine that it's going to be a jungle lock-in. And I mean, he's got a lot of options.
Where does Kanavi go? Kindred would be fun, actually. Give a little bit of extra range.
Zyra also. But do you want to do double AP?
True.
Lee Sin? No, surely not.
Oh, that'd be fun, though.
Pantheon. I like that. I think it's good. Good setup with the mid-jungle, too. Gives you a lot of early game agency. And the global, I think, is really powerful. So Top Esports, a lot of teamfight tools. Their front line isn't inherently strong in the sense that Panthers a pretty squishy champion.
APA is laughing a lot.
Either Spawn made a suggestion that he thought was really funny. He's shaking his head.
It's like, I don't want to play Zillion, but it'd be so good here. Hwei going to be an option.
Yeah, that's fine.
Gives you a bit of range. You don't mind it. Let's see what Core JJ goes with now.
I know you're a big fan of the color schemes. Look at the theme on the side of Team Liquid.
It's a little dark.
Yeah.
Kind of into it. Cassante bringing a bit of light to it, but I actually kind of...
Very swampy colors.
Yeah. It's like a forest coming into a beach.
Garden moss, one could say.
Yeah.
Now, rounding out top lane, 4-3-6-9. What are we going to get? With the Gnar banned, and Rumble unavailable, are we going to see a tank matchup?
Thought maybe this was coming in. So this is something that we saw yesterday, Zeus bringing that one out. Aatrox has found ups and downs so far this season. So looking forward to seeing what 369 can do with it. This has been a matchup that has worked either way, but we've seen Aatrox's colossally fail, but when they do get too strong, it's really difficult to handle, and 369 has very first-hand experience.
I feel like that in the current meta, the only people that play Aatrox are the ones that are really confident playing Aatrox.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm excited for 369. I think that that top side is scary, and top esports are playing with confidence. They have a lot of skirmishing tools. They have great agency when it comes to their individual playmaking, whereas Team Liquid have gone back to a style that works for them. Front-to-back team fight composition, very similar to what they did in Game 1, but I think this is much easier to execute simply because Maokai, Nautilus, K'Sante. It's just a great front line.
It certainly is. The thing that I'm worried about is Cream is pretty good at Sylas historically, and he has access to really cool stuff.
Oh, yeah.
When it comes to the amount of cool stuff that he has, it's extensive. It really is. So even things like Fate's Call can be so incredibly strong when you have such an only go-in style of jungler. Then having the ability to pull out your Pantheon if you would like to is just too much flexibility, I would say, but does need to make sure that he hijacks the right things at the right times. And this is a composition that can run out of time in games. You know, when you've got this Maokai composition, it can certainly scale quite nicely, especially with Ahoy alongside. We'll just have to see whether TL can turn things around.
Pressure's on. I mean, top esports, of course, the expected favorites in this matchup. But given what we saw in Game 1, and I think people want to be optimistic about Team Liquid, and rightly so, a roster that has a decent amount of international experience at this point. This format is definitely quite ruthless.
Oh, yeah.
But especially after FlyQuest's impressive series against Gen.G at the World Championship last year, I think North America and LTA want to be confident in their teams.
I think so too. I also think it was pretty tumultuous, right, in the opening season, because TL didn't really have that many fantastic games, right? There were a lot of people pointing fingers at Umpty, saying that he wasn't necessarily doing so well. This wasn't the team that a lot of people were expecting to be heading here to first stand.
We watched the finals. I'm pretty sure we were both pointing those fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. So this, I even think so far, like the fact that they managed to take down KC already is a great sign, and things look competitive in Game 1. We'll just have to see whether Game 2 can be a similar story as Yeon and CoreJJ pushed out of the brush right now.
Now, obviously, Kalista is a strong laning champion. Unfortunately, when there's two range champions against a Nautilus Kalista at level 1, there's not really a lot you can do.
Yeah.
Cole wants to wait until he's probably got at least level 2, ideally level 3 before they start fighting. And the problem is, until that point, this is what's going to happen. You're just going to be sad as your HP bar is slowly whittled away.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about it, but the Nico pickup, I think, is like really, really smart from Top Esports and Crisp here, because it was obviously there only to deny a Kalista-Renata combination, right? Nico, very, very good at playing into the Renata just in general. And so CoreJJ, not wanting to pick that one up, then has to go for this less powerful in-lane style of champion.
Oh, he's doing a fantastic job, by the way. So Crisp starts when he's underneath the tower by zoning Yeon away from one CS, and then Yeon messes up his Ren so he doesn't kill another. And then as Yeon tries to get another CS, he throws out the E, rooting him in place to then finally have the Q back up. And as he goes for one more, he denied like 4 or 5 CS just through his pressure. And already you can see 9 to 15 in this is the CS discrepancy between the two AD carries. The health pot is gone from Yeon.
And 126 gold just passively from lane as well is a big deal here, as Jackie is going to continue.
Oh, it's ruthless.
Yeah, just pushing wave after wave. An opportunity now as Umpty finishes his full clear, going to be heading down towards his Krug camp. Might be able to try and bail them out. But that means resources invested, the rest of the map then becomes more open. We've got both of these Rift Scuttlers available as Cream has closed the gap between him and APA. APA taking a fair bit of damage here. Does shield himself up, those should be okay. But it's not okay. The bottom side of the map, not feeling very okay.
Also, I love the electrocute pickup on Cream, basically giving you the strong burst rotation in lane. Oh, now the threat of a dive is here.
All right, APA just going to go down. That's first blood. Cream, that trade from earlier, paying off beautifully. And yeah, it's once again, Cream picking up first blood against TL.
Nicely done, very nicely done. Just recognizing the strength of the champion in these early levels. If you can chunk that person down enough, there's a real opportunity for you to find those outplays, and he's able to get it. He got the better of APA in the laning phase in game 1, and now with a solo kill here in game 2, Cream is off to a fantastic start.
Gonna find some chains onto Umpty there as well, but we're gonna back away from that. Don't wanna watch it, gonna check out this solo kill here from Cream.
I'm curious if he actually had the electrocute back up. Connects the E. Ah, he does. Yep. That electrocute timing is crucial. Frustration on the face of APA, and he should feel frustrated with that. Cream played around his rune choice very well.
He certainly did, and that is flash down for APA, but Cream didn't need his. That's the ridiculous part is, okay, Chris taking a lot of damage here. Remember, you're extremely squishy as the Nico, even the Rend layered on top as well. So Crisp gonna get pushed out. Certainly good news here for TL as they manage to fight back in the bottom lane.
Kanavi, knowing that he's stronger in the 1v1. I mean, what's APA gonna do here? Even if he rotates over, his wave's in a bit of an awkward spot. Now the rotation is gonna come through. Umpty should feel confident to try and fight this.
Yeah, APA, can he manage to snare him? He does get it off. As Cream, he's gonna be moving in, finds yet another set of chains, and there it is! Cool guys don't look at explosions. He's walking away while he's picking up the kill. 2-0 now for this Silas. There's Core JJ moving in. A lot of damage onto Kanavi and APA. He gets himself onto the board. Cream this time not able to do anything about it.
Okay, so Kanavi, he overstays his welcome, but you can see the skirmishing strength. As Cream gets level 6. Bit of damage coming through from APA. But it's a situation where in the 2 versus 2, it's just so much easier for this Silas Pantheon to win out. And so Cream wisely sacrifices the farm in mid lane to regroup with his jungler, and they're able to get that kill. They weren't expecting Core JJ to arrive, and it means that it ends up being a 1-for-1. But the damage done in the bot lane as well as a consequence, 48 CS to 31 in the matchup.
It's a bit of a disaster, 20 CS the lead, as Cream's taking a lot of damage, but it just feels like it's incidental coming from this way in the mid lane. As 369 does land some Infernal Chains, and Impact doesn't seem too worried about it. This is Wet Noodles, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, Aatrox is a damaging champion, but Cassante doesn't care.
Pretty much. Ultimately, though, 369 still doing well in the 1v1.
Indeed.
As Grub's secured Umpty in an awkward spot. The thing about that bot lane matchup, and we're going to see it a lot more in the standard 2v2, the reason why bot lane is so important is because with that pressure, it's not just one person moving over, it's 2. And if you have early prio, oh, hang on, Umpty looking for a play.
Yeah, there's the all-out. 369, World Ender does come on through. We'll see whether Umpty can get this Twisted Advance to work out. Bramble Smash to push him back there as well. Great knock-up, but 369 still in trouble. Getting the sweet spot on that Q, though, fantastic. Gets him a whole bunch of health back, and he is going to be absolutely fine. No flash needed.
Yeah, I'm impressed that he held his flash for the entire duration of that. Kanavi now walks up menacingly.
He's got a present incoming, and you can see 369 not actually doing anything about it. Great fear from APA. Managing to make this way work now in lane.
That's going to be crucial in the matchup as well, I think, just being able to land that fear. But I think a bit of an overstay from Kanavi. I think there was a window where he could have moved into the jungle and started stealing away some camps, especially thanks to the push they have in mid.
Ooh, Present doesn't actually spot anything here, as you can see. Umpty getting the information. This control ward has been here for so incredibly long. That's all right.
We've seen this before, though. We know who wins.
This 2v2 is not even close, ladies and gentlemen. TL just going to back themselves away. Largely because Cream is so big, of course. Only about a kill ahead, or a first blood ahead, I guess, with the fact that a kill did come back onto APA. Could be important moving forward.
You know, Atlas,
yeah, mate.
I've had the luxury of casting League for 8+ years now.
Mm-hmm.
And I was there when Nico was released. Yet, I still get tricked by the minimap.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I saw that Varus roaming mid, and I was about to say, oh, Varus roaming mid. That's an interesting choice. And then I'm like, it wasn't Varus, it was Nico.
Yeah, the good old Chains of Corruption gank. You love to see it. Cream is going to get feared once again. Oh, APA's got his eye in. I don't know whether it's actually going to matter too much here as they trade some ultis. And yeah, despair is indeed it.
The wave's in a good spot for Yon. CoreJJ with level 6. Oh,
all right. There's the spiraling as Cream's in trouble. The Bramble's going to deserve a flash here as Cream is just going to sidestep, and he is A-OK. All right, in comes Kanavi. APA going to get taken down. Cream taking some damage. Umpty just cannot close the gap, though. And TL, they lose him once again.
Falling from the heavens, Kanavi punishes the mid laner once more. This mid-jungle duo is so terrifying in the skirmish, and Team Liquid can't avoid it. Nice trade back initially from APA, but it ends up in his demise.
Oh, there's a flash. CoreJJ not going to quite find it there. Good sidestep from Jackie Low.
I thought Jackie could have turned that into a kill, to be honest. Looks like he chose not to.
Not having to use the flash, kind of huge there as well. And you can imagine that CoreJJ really did want to trade at least.
But you can definitely feel the pressure getting to Team Liquid as the early game is already slipping away from them. 2K is the goal deficit as this Pantheon is getting stronger.
Ooh, Hex Flash does manage to find a minion. As Umpty's moving in as well. His health bar isn't exactly full as another fear comes down from APA. Lost Chapter now completed. Is doing a bit of damage here. As you can see, it's no Null Magic Mantle purchase or anything like that from Cream, building towards that Dash Cannon ASAP. And so he's still taking some relevant damage from the play. It's not quite enough to really turn the tides of this matchup, and this Sylas is going to become more and more of a problem as this game goes on. Now going for a recall. Might just be that full first item completion. As we check this one out one more time.
I mean, the combo is good initially from APA, and it looks like a great opportunity for a kill. You can see the QW combo summoning that Thunderbolt, and APA wants to push out the wave, but they did not expect Kanavi.
Yep. And even with the fake equalizer that Play is allowed to put down, not enough to take down Cream towards the end of that. Meanwhile, top laners are being top laners, as we could see there. And Umpty continuing to just try and stay as relevant as possible in this game. And they will still have a very powerful team fight if they get to that point.
There's a win condition,
there
for sure. The problem is how neutered will they be prior to reaching that win condition? Because you look at the bottom of your screen and you see red, 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 red.
It's a lot of red, yeah.
Yeah.
The numbers aren't 3 digits yet, though, so that's good news.
Again, so optimistic.
Yeah, right.
Cast, you know what I mean? Always looking at the bright side.
Well, this may not necessarily be as much as top esports are moving down, trying to push them away as the Brambles come out. Nature is grasping. They do manage to get a few as Kanavi just says no, gives them the shield. And in goes Umpty. They still want to find it. Depth Charge comes down. Pop Blossom connects onto a couple. Kanavi does go down, but there's the Fate's Call to make sure that CoreJJ is safe. And 369 singled out and destroyed. TL find a beautiful skirmish.
I think this demonstrates the strength of G2's Team Liquid's composition as they get a really nice collapse in the river. Beautifully done as they're able to just lock down target members. Once the E is gone from the Pantheon as well, it makes it so much easier. Remember, he's not that strong of a front line. He is pretty squishy. So if they tunnel onto him, they have the damage needed to shut him down. So thanks to the Maokai ultimate, they have great control over the space. 369 only has about 50% of his HP. And then with the TP coming through, while the hook doesn't connect, the ultimate does come through from CoreJJ. And a nice flash from Yon to sidestep that engage from Crisp, meaning that the target selection becomes very easy as they follow up onto 369.
They also get 369's flash there as well. Felt like he was pretty dead to rights regardless. Top esports still going to be able to grab themselves this dragon. They have 6 scrubs yet again. I believe that's 12 in the series thus far. TL not really being able to fight in this early game very well. That is only dragon number 1, I guess. 5 minutes until the mountain is going to be up and available. TL need to be able to control space on this map better than just catch them while they're running away from taking exactly what they want, you know?
Completely right. But I mean, a sign of hope at the very least for Team Liquid.
100%.
When we think about optimism, that's a great position to be in. Cream does still hold on to a lead in terms of the mid lane matchup, but the amount of utility that Team Liquid have access to, And you can see playing with a little bit more confidence as they move their bot lane into mid, get that push off.
First item is done here for Yon, so he's feeling pretty powerful at this point in time.
A crucial item as well.
Yeah. Beck should be able to avoid these Infernal Chains, and you can see he's able to do so, but the Darkened Blade just kind of makes things unfair as, okay, in they go once again. The double knockups are gorgeous, but the Pop Blossom is set up, and Yon takes so much damage. There's Kanavi, lands the spear, and Umpty just there a little bit too late. The bottom lane eviscerated, and Top Esports once again on top.
Great idea from Team Liquid, but the response from Kanavi was just that much better. Nice use of the ultimate to collapse incredibly quickly, and the 2v2 ends in disaster. That ulti from Crisp as well, providing some much needed crowd control.
Yeah.
But two members of TL end up falling.
Man, it looked like things were working out, right? The depth charge, getting those double knockups. When you don't have enough damage to take them down, the Pop Blossom really can turn things. As Cream will be able to take this turret on the bottom side as well. Feats of strength going their way for that one.
And again, I love the idea here. The CC does connect, the double knockup too. Yon doesn't quite connect the Q, but I don't think it would have made that much of a difference. But look at the charged Q response from JackeyLove doing so much damage. The snipe coming in from Kanavi as well.
Yeah, barrier and heal both as well, giving JackeyLove so much effective health in that moment.
That's a great point as well, yeah.
Just misleading there. TL thinking that they had the opportunity as Core JJ, Gratz. Does have a 27 gold advantage. Cream not able to find those chains, but only because Yon's able to have the reaction time to get out of the way. 369 going to get all outed here as the Otacon wall's making things confusing. Let's see whether this solo kill can come on through as the thumbs up as well. In comes Umpty, he knew that he was dead, and so Impact able to grab himself what was almost, I'm going to give it to a solo kill. No, it's not actually a solo kill.
I mean, it would have been. It would have been. I'm convinced.
It should, yeah. It should have
been.
Nicely done there from Impact, though.
Yeah, nicely done. Good punish onto 369. And this Cassante, ramping up nicely, could be a wall that will be difficult for Top Esports to break through, especially given that they have gone for the lethality virus instead.
I think as this game goes on, we're going to be leaning, if you're a TL fan, you're going to be leaning a lot more on APA to be able to dish out a lot of late game damage. And that could be difficult right now. He's almost 1,000 gold behind. But we know what Hui can do. When he does just get to sit back and turret, it can be very, very scary. So if Impact can be that front line, make things as difficult as possible, that could be their way through.
Yeah, I mean, we're speaking a lot from the context of Team Liquid, because right now it's Top Esports who are in the driving seat, right? They've built themselves a 2K gold lead. This very much feels like it's their game to lose. And so exploring the avenues in which Team Liquid turn it around, thanks to their composition, we've already talked a lot about it. They definitely have tools to turn this game around. I would not count them out just yet. But right now, especially in the game, it feels like Top Esports composition spikes really hard. And it's a scary position for TL to be in, because this is where Top Esports can really break the game open.
Well, they're looking for a dive onto 369. And there's the Fate's Call to start it off. Let's see whether they can get enough burst, because he could just get a bunch of that back. And you can see, oh man, the Ren does finally, never mind, it's not enough! And 369 stays alive through it all. Finally, the all out, but 369 still alive. They have to flash for it. And TES, they threw the kitchen sink at 369, and he just said, thank you very much, I'm remodeling my house.
As Leonidas once said, give them nothing but take from them everything, as Team Liquid lose 4 in an attempted dive against 369. Oh my goodness, the sustain was monstrous as Team Liquid fall short in the dive.
That almost looked unfair, but we'd seen it. It was only yesterday that Zeus was defying what is possible. I thought we took away the revive passive from Aatrox, you know?
I mean, just look at there's the first chunk of sustain, the ignite, there's the second chunk of sustain, and then he flashes in the third chunk of sustain. My man is just healing up like a monster possessed. The flash comes through from Impact. They have to commit everything into getting that kill. And, I mean, I can tell you right now, it just wasn't worth. It just wasn't worth.
It really wasn't. I think TL were kind of feeling themselves, hoping to try and keep up that momentum of taking 369 off the map. And now, APA, oh dear. I don't think he's getting out of this one. Decent little fear, but that spiraling despair. This one is the scary one. As Kanavi wanted to give this kill over to Cream. Takes a little bit of time, but eventually it is going to be APA on the floor. And that really felt like a back-breaking moment there towards the bottom lane. Now insult added to injury. As Impact just looking to see what he can do here. The all-out does come on down. Pop Blossom coming through. Umpty is going to be here as well. But Impact just not enough damage here. I think Impact is really feeling the fact that he's the one with an advantage, trying to utilize it as best he can, but it's just not quite enough.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Impact with the right idea. Maybe he can get a flash out from Jackie Love. If even a single summoner spell could be enough to provide an opportunity for you to turn the game around. But unfortunately, it ends up just being a trade of ultimates. Cream continues to build his lead in the side lane as after APA losing his life, it opens up this tower. And just look at the state of the map.
Yeah.
It's 4 towers to 1, 10 kills to 5. It's a 6K gold lead, and we're just cresting the 20-minute mark. They're going to try again.
You do not succeed, just go for it again. This time it's Umpty and Jan trying to get the work done, but 369 also, he's realized that he wins these, and he absolutely does.
I mean,
let's not go for that one again.
Yeah, I mean, what else is there to say? 369 isn't your enemy, he's the enemy. The way that he just stands there menacingly, he is the raid boss as he refused to fall.
And they managed to get him a couple of times, but it feels like as soon as that first item's done, it's just so hard. And now, top Esports able to move on over to this Ruinous Archon.
So much Ruinous Archon.
I know, this is so, yeah, Voracious. I really love that Archon. It was
like every game, Ruinous. Like we just can't get away from it.
Well, actually, do you know what it feels like for me? It feels like now that it's just been changed. It's like now we just have a different one. Yeah. Archon has a, he's Rod of Ages now. Wonder which item he's going to be next time.
Without the context, people Rod of Ages. What do you
I'm looking for Sunfire Cape Archon. That's going to be a fun one. Just like the burn damage, the aura. That sounds fun.
Impact, I feel like.
A little bit more of a battle. Chains of Corruption, though. Umpty is just APA not able to find too much here as the Pop Blossom on both carries. Jan picks up Core JJ though, and Cream may have overstepped the rend. I don't think it's going to do enough, and Cream wasn't even in range as Jan flashes away trying to keep himself alive, and Crisp, he roots him. There's the piercing arrow. Jackie Love absolutely gorgeously done, and now it is Impact versus the world. The chains connect, the Kingslayer to give back all their health to Cream, and look at these health bars, the aggro management, gorgeous from top Esports, as that's a clean ace.
It is a 5-0 in favor of top Esports. Systematic destruction as they have taken full control over this game. Cream sees an opportunity to steal away Umpty's ultimate. It ends up being a trade of Maokai's, but Cream shuts him down with the assistance of Jackie Love. Then this crisp ultimate hitting onto 2, completely isolating the support of Team Liquid. Gets pulled back thanks to Jan. But then look at this target focus. Kanavi's like, you've got core, right? And Crisp is like, yeah, no problem. He then flashes into the Pop Blossom. The snipe comes through from Jackie Love, and Impact trying to get something back. I mean, in this 1 versus 5, you're just not tanky enough.
Nope. And if he wants to be that front line, he has to be there a little bit sooner, of course. He had to get out of the way of this Aatrox, as they were the ones that were in a lane elsewhere. So top Esports now with all of the control in this game. You can see the gold difference powered by AWS here as it's fallen off a bit of a top Esports cliff. And now, possible catch opportunity here, but Umpty realizes, no, it's not. 369 turns up. They've got the lesson when it comes to this Aatrox. And Impact, unfortunately, gonna have to flash away himself. That is not the real Crisp. He's gonna be moving underneath the inhibitor turret. But Dragon was taken. Top Esports looking for this turret as well. Chains of Corruption going to split down the middle. That doesn't matter too much. They're still going to get their prize. And this gold advantage, 11,000 is, the surmountability factor is quite low, is what I'm going to say. Impact now moving into his own jungle, or what used to be his own jungle. It now belongs to top Esports. He has to sacrifice a large amount of his health bar. He's kind of the only one that can face check though, right? If they ever want to get onto the map, it has to be behind Impact.
Pretty much. Yeah, the options are limited. Team Liquid, I mean, I feel like that things really got away from them straight from the early game. Just the fact that Cream got that solo kill in the mid lane
the bot lane 2 versus 2 was very difficult for them to navigate. And Kanavi's really, once again, just been running away with this Pantheon, similar to what we saw in game 1.
8, 2, and 6.
We thought that 369 was going to be a little bit quieter, considering how separated the top lane felt in terms of the matchup, but then he had a few highlight reels moments of his own.
If we had to give an MVP for this one, I'd actually find it quite difficult. As Cream's also built a Magi's.
Has low-key been fantastic.
Incredible, and very low-key. Like, look at the scoreline. You know?
Secret agent,
Bond, yeah, it's a James Bond-esque type play here. But yeah, the Pop Blossoms have been fantastic. Just the fact that he picked the Nico as well to really mess with the draft on TL's side also makes things difficult. As Cream, with a Fate's Call available, nowhere near anyone. But not going to be able to use that one in time. Rest of TL. I mean, they're okay for now. The problem is that Top Esports aren't letting them anywhere near any quadrant of their jungle at all. And Umpty just forced to move back. And inside your fountain, there's just not a whole lot of money to gather. Not a whole lot of objectives you can contest. And Kanavi going to throw the Herald through. That is going to be Jackie Love. Locked down by Core JJ, but unfortunately there is no follow-up, there is no nothing, there is no turret left in this mid lane either. And TL, I mean, they just lose a bunch of health bars and just have to give everything up.
They're out of options, they're out of time, their base is crumbling, and the CC was really nice from Core JJ, locking down Jackie Love, but there's just no follow-up. They're so far behind at this point. Even if Top Esports make mistakes, they have so much breathing room for error that it's going to be, they're going to require Top Esports to make a number of mistakes. And even, like, it wasn't even a mistake.
Yeah.
They still got the inhibitor. They don't lose any members. And Team Liquid are now doing what they can to do some damage control, try and get some farm back out on the map ahead of the Baron, which is likely going to be the next objective for Top Esports.
Yeah, feels like a pick is 100% necessary. Core JJ understanding that completely as he looks to Hex Flash his way forward and collect whatever he can. These clones being thrown out whenever they want as well. Just gives Crisp a whole lot of control of this area. But TL with information. And if they give up this Baron, it's likely the end of the game. So you may as well just look for anything you can. Crisp off to the side. This Pop Blossom could be really scary as that's a stolen depth charge thrown towards the Kalista. They try and block 369. It is kind of working beyond. He's actually going to use the passive to get towards him. Piercing arrow not quite long enough. They take down one, but is it going to be enough? And I think the answer, unfortunately, NA fans, is not going to be anything as Cream is able to clean things up and the rest of TES going to move forward. It's not a clean ace this time around, but that is the only thing he can be happy about as Jan underneath this inhibitor turret going to get flashed on by Cream. And TES, they can take themselves a Baron, and they could also just choose to end the game.
It looks like they're going to make this series a 2-0, a quick day overall. Atlas as Top Esports get a nice bounce back after their loss yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. This is going to be Nexus Turret 1 focused, and Top Esports, this is exactly that bounce back that we were looking for, because some people were saying that HLE were looking like they weren't going to be contested, and Top Esports saying, no, we just had a bit of an off day. Looking absolutely fantastic here up against TL, and we'll see whether that rematch does come on through as the Nexus falls for the second time this series, and an angry Top Esports claim their first victory here at First Stand.